We take you to other news, of course, as we expand on the impact of state capture. We talk to political analyst Dr. Enoch Sithole. Very good evening to you. How credible do you think President Ramaphosa's promise is to accelerate high-profile prosecutions, considering on one end the National Prosecuting Authority's track record since the release of the original Zondo Commission reports?
Good evening. I think that the president has realized that in spite of the figures that he has given, that money has been recovered, assets have been frozen, people still want to see those responsible being held accountable. And the reason why people are worried about that is because they think that some people are being protected by those in power, perhaps including himself. So he has to prove himself that he is not protecting anyone. No one is being protected. Even though monies are being recovered, assets frozen, society still wants to see people being held accountable. Mm-hmm. And it's simple. If a robber is found with the cash, they've robbed a bank, the robber is arrested, the cash is taken, the robber goes to jail. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that because the money has been found, the robber can walk free. No, it doesn't work like that. Those who are responsible for state capture, whether the monies have been recovered or not, need to be held accountable. And it's well and good. The president can talk about 11 billion having been recovered. How much is not recoverable?
Yeah.
It's very possible that a lot of more money won't be recovered. So yes, society wants to see people being held accountable. And those people must be those that are in high position or high profile people, so that we can prove once and for all that we are all equal before the law.
It's also interesting as we hear of significant progress having been made, mentioned by the president. One would want to understand what that actually means. How should it be interpreted? Because you speak about what's at stake and the numbers and the amount of money and perhaps more. There is more. And we're looking at 1,400 persons implicated in the report, and there are only 51 facing charges. That in itself begins to erode public trust in such commissions of inquiry, especially with one that is quite serious at the moment that has been established.
Exactly. We need to know more. I mean, perhaps it's a failure of communication from the NPA or the government as a whole to tell us how much work has been done. But quite frankly, in the minds of many, not much has been done. I mean, there have been problems with the NPA. Some people don't even have confidence that the NPA will ever be able to prosecute these people. I mean, they allowed the Guptas to go, to leave the country. When the stories about the Guptas were in the newspapers, the Guptas were here and they were allowed to go. Now the NPA is purporting to want to extradite them from somewhere where they are, and they're not able to. Chances are those people will never come to South Africa to face justice. But they were here and they were allowed to go in spite of the fact that allegations were all over the place. So we don't know how the president or the state is going to deal with this matter, because there are serious problems with the NPA. Mm-hmm. Now there are serious problems with the police, as we've heard from General Mkwanas. Yes. It's a serious issue. I mean, I would have preferred the SIU being given the task as opposed to the Commission of Inquiry. Commissions of inquiry in this country lack credibility precisely because their recommendations are not implemented, or at least not fully implemented. I mean, we come with this thing long from apartheid, that with the commissions of inquiry here and there, and many of them were seen as kicking the ball to touch, not dealing with the issues, because some of the and they're only recommendations. When the SIU deals with something, investigates a matter, they are investigating to arrest or to confiscate assets. They don't make recommendations. So we have seen the success of the SIU. They are faster. Their success is well known. They have expertise. They have seasoned investigators who are hard and who do investigations every day. Commissions of inquiry are convened for a particular purpose, like we have the Mkwanazi matter now. I mean the cost as well. We learned today that the Commission of Inquiry will cost something like 147 million rand. Mm-hmm. I don't think that SIU would require that, because the SIU already has an infrastructure. It probably would have to add here and there, but I don't think would go that far. Mm-hmm. So commissions of inquiry are expensive. They take long. They make recommendations which are not acted upon sometimes in full. Yet the SIU is known to be faster. It's swift. It has the powers to confiscate assets even when they are still investigating. Commissions of inquiry don't do that. Yeah. They don't have those powers. They have to work until the end and only then make recommendations, and still don't know what happens to those recommendations.
Just before we let you go, just veering off slightly, as you and I speak this evening, we have breaking news here on SABC News that US President Donald Trump has said that he may not attend the G20 summit here in South Africa come November. What's your reaction to that?
I have feared that we probably would see that happen, even when President Ramaphosa was in the United States and Trump seemed to be saying he was going to attend. I feared he might not attend. Trump, he is not for those things. I mean, you saw when he went to Canada to the G7, he went back to the United States before the meeting ended. So for him to come all the way here, I doubted that. But also, all the demands they have, issues of BE, etc., they are very difficult. I mean, if our government were to allow them to dictate such policies, we can as well switch off the lights and go, mm-hmm. because those are policies that were passed after a lot of work having been done, and they are meant to transform the lot of millions of South Africans. So if the American government or the United States are going to want to dictate our policy choices, in exchange for Trump coming here or some other thing, it's going to be very difficult. We might as well not have a country. We can as well just sit around and wait for them to tell us what to do, and that won't work.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening, political analyst Dr. Enoch Sithole.